Hi guys, today we're going to react to Unknown Mother Goose by Ado. It's been a little while.
私が愛を語るのならその目にはこう映ることがあり余るばかり無垢の目が流れてくあなたが愛にまみれるまでその色は幻だ一人ぼっち音に飲まれれば全世界共通の快楽さ呆然に溺れる暮らし誰も抱かれうなさる繰り返す使い回しの歌にまた耳を塞いだあなたが愛を語るのならそれを答えとするの目をつぶったふりをしてるならこの時で覚ましてくれ誰も知らぬ物語思いばかりと割れそうなくらい抱きしめたら気を取った見せかえない感情の許されるならば泣き出すとするできないままの見込んで
This is a BuyMeACoffee request from Tabitha. Thank you, Tabitha, for bringing us back to Ado and for your support. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Tabitha, for all the ongoing support. We appreciate you.
It's been a long time since we reacted to Ado. She doesn't show her face. It's just a silhouette. And the presentation needs to compensate for that. It's a light show, and it's always like that. An exhilaration on stage. I'll get to her voice in a second. I just want to mention that I don't remember when we reacted to Ado in the past that her session musicians were that visible on stage. They could have been, but it's like I'm watching a band now, and all of them are silhouettes. And I don't remember seeing that. I remember seeing Ado in that little cage of hers or elsewhere on stage, the silhouette of Ado. It's a nice refresher after having not reacted to Ado in a little while. I think her voice needs to be taught not only in music school, but also in whatever science explores the human vocal spectrum. At certain sections, it feels like controlled loss of control in her voice. The texture of a voice changes erratically almost. That's what it sounds. It's not that at all. It's very precise, but she's not afraid to explore the far regions of what her voice can do. And it all comes across in the texture and the strength and the power and the emotion that is weaved into it. And it's just a mesmerizing experience every time I listen to Ado. This song is a cover by Ado of Vocaloid producer WOWAKA. It was released initially in 2017, 2 years before his passing in 2019.
Yeah, I've never heard of WOWAKA before. I am not really that versed in Vocaloid as a whole. We're kind of getting to know a little bit more about it through certain artists that we cover here, like Yuroshika, that kind of thing. But it is really, really good to hear Ado again. And I'm not sure what the original sounds like, but I'm kind of starting to get a picture for it and to understand. I would believe that she changed a lot in the way, because you think of Vocaloid producers, Vocaloid is basically a machine creating the voice. And here you have Ado, who is, as I think I've said this about her before, that she is all feelings. There's just emotions, and you hear it in the voice. And this song is a heartbreaker, and she is doing it justice on many, many levels. So it's fantastic to experience. I mean, we're about a minute in, and I'm already starting to kind of try to follow the lyrics and listen to it at the same time. The performance looks amazing. Whatever they did with the stage presentation there is mind-blowing. Ado is just fantastic. She's just amazing live and just an amazing artist.
どうすらできない悲しみさえ私はこの心の中つまらずにしてしまうんだ
I think this performance is like a very verbal expression of pain and frustration. I'm biased because I tend to imagine it has to do a lot with the subject matter, but that's what the rapid verbal section means to me. We've heard her do this type of thing before, but in here it's just a lot more noticeable. I'm loving this performance. I love that this is the type of song we come back to Ado with.
It's her intensity. I think she brings it every time. And here you can hear it expressed both in those fast-paced, almost rap kind of parts, where she speaks rather than sing those lines. And you kind of get back into it when she's kind of singing and it's a little bit quieter and a nicer voice. And then she lets out a scream. It's just a roller coaster of feelings to me. And I think that definitely relates to the subject matter. I find her to be quite amazing. There have been a few artists that we've covered that they just scream at you, I'm a true artist. And I think she's one of those.
Fitting an Ado performance, she leaves you not only lingering for more, but she also leaves you kind of shocked from the experience because the texture of her voice changes multiple times throughout the performance. And as you said, it's like raw emotion. She's like an exposed nerve all the way throughout. I've said it many times before. I said it about her. I said it about other artists. It's like if she's swimming out into the ocean, she's not saving any strength for the trip back. That's what it feels like. She's giving it her all and she's not leaving anything behind. That's Ado for you. She Ado'd her performance here as well.
I agree. It would be interesting to see Ado after a full concert. I think she would be spent. She puts so much into each song. It's just incredible. I'm not sure exactly how many covers we've done by Ado, but I can off the top of my head remember at least 3, which is quite incredible because we've done a lot of her original stuff and her lyrics are really interesting. But then again, she also chooses a lot of interesting songs with interesting lyrics. I think the first one we covered from her was Unravel, which was a cover. And then I remember it was a Crime and Punishment, I think. One of those was a Sheena Ringo, I think, cover. I don't remember exactly. It's just amazing how much depth there is behind it. There's a lot of heaviness. This one is particularly heavy for me because I'm not even sure that I fully understand the lyrics. At first, I thought this was an unrequited love or a failed love song or some kind of a separation, but I think it's not. I think it's actually a song by WOWAKA, who we don't even know, but it's more to do with him and his music, his art, his creation. I'm not exactly sure as to the details, but it just felt like there's some kind of bitterness behind something to do with his creation, the way it's accepted by the audience, its success. And that came just from the name of the song, Unknown Mother Goose. Mother Goose is, from all the children's lyrics and stuff, it's whoever lays the golden egg. And I think that WOWAKA sees himself as that Mother Goose who's laid the golden eggs with songs that must have been very successful, but he remained unknown. So it must have been a Vocaloid entity or band or something that received all the success, or other people who covered his music perhaps. Perhaps his songs were not successful and his music became successful through other people. It's hard to tell. It's very deep and painful. There was one line there that basically strengthened that whole thing and took me there. The heart cracks on the verge of breaking. It felt like his internal struggle, like he's feeling this immense burden with the fragility of his own heart, with the way he feels about his own creations. I think that we probably are not going to go too deep into this because we should somehow at some point cover the original and then go into a deep dive. But that's what I got out of this. I am hoping to kind of look into this a bit and to see if I'm on the right track or not, and do the original and see what that takes us. It just felt like there's just so much pain and some type of bitterness behind the lyrics here, and it did not surprise me that Ado wanted to cover this.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get any of what you said about the lyrics. I didn't really go that far. I don't know WOWAKA.
I could be wrong.
It makes sense. It makes the whole experience more interesting, your particular interpretation. And it makes sense that a pain like that would exist from a Vocaloid artist. Any artist wants to evoke emotions from their audience, and the emotion that he evokes gets credited to the people who perform them. So it's like he's losing part of the connection or all of the connection that he would probably enjoy or even thrive on feeding from the reactions of the audience. But they won't know it's him. They'll praise the performer or the band or artist who actually perform WOWAKA's work. So a pain like that to exist and to be burdening, I can totally understand that. I initially thought it was about some severe breakup or a breakup as a cause of one of the lovers passing away, something like that. I had no idea that this was an option within the song. Nothing in the lyrics screamed to me that this was an option of an artist who is reconciling the place in the musical world that they've built.
It's also funny because they're called Vocaloid producers, not Vocaloid performers or something. So I don't know. He might be the one who performs the song, the original, but it's done in a Vocaloid technique. So it's really not his natural voice or whoever performs it. I'm just very curious to know what his part was in the performing of the song or in the embodiment of WOWAKA or whoever was credited with this song initially, and his other music, because this is obviously written about all of his music, not just about this particular song. So yeah, that's a whole other thing. But the fact that he died, and I am assuming at a young age, is also something that makes me very curious. And I would definitely going to go and kind of try to dive into this one and see if we can find the original song to react to, because it's amazing. It piqued my curiosity straight away and it hit me on an emotional level, as Ado can definitely do. So yeah.
Yeah, if you're right in your interpretation, Ado seems to be the perfect conduit of that vein of emotions that WOWAKA would express. And of course, if that interpretation is valid, it should pertain to all of his work, because what is described in the song is a cumulative pain. You probably first noticed it when you put a piece of your soul into a song, then the audience who gets to enjoy it has no idea that it came from you. Not from an ego standpoint, but maybe for a way for the audience to resonate that emotion back and realize that it came from you. Realize that these are your experiences. This is your take on this specific piece of art, but they have no idea that it comes from you. I can totally understand that pain.
Yeah, because if you're creating this art because you want to achieve some sort of a connection or a closeness with people, with your audience, but you are not the performer or the face of this thing, then you to yourself, you don't feel like you're really connecting, perhaps. Maybe that's where his struggle was. I don't know. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, because the producer doesn't connect to the audience. Nobody says, I love that producer. It's the artist who gets all the credit.
Sometimes it is rare, but yeah, you're right. And I think as a producer, you need to know how to kind of distance yourself from that as well, so you don't have that need. And again, I could be way off on this, so I don't know, but it's really, really interesting.
Well, that's it for us for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Be sure to check out our Ado playlist. A lot of amazing songs there. And until next time, bye for now.
Bye, guys. I gotta go lay a golden egg.